Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to my second review of the month of May. It's May 2nd, 2024. And since I didn't do a podcast today, I did a review earlier of Knuckles. Now, this is going to be a movie, a rant, unfortunately, from 1966. It's a Japanese kaiju film, so this counts in East Meets West month. Directed by Shigeru Tanaka, with special effects by Noriaki Yuasa and Kazufumi Fuji. Produced by Dio Films, it is the second entry in the Gamera franchise and stars Kojiro Hongo, Kyoko Inami, and Yuzo Hayakawa, with Teruo Aragaki as Gamera. In the film, Gamera returns to Earth to battle a reptilian monster born out of an opal brought to Japan by greedy entrepreneurs. Unfortunately, it's boring as all hell. Gamera vs. Barugon. Yeah, I wanted to review this one. I've never reviewed it, and it's the Japanese version because I saw the Japanese version last year. Can't say much because I don't remember the subtitles because I saw it so long ago. But in a nutshell, these greedy. Let me just get to the plot. 6 months after the events of the original Gamera, the giant monster, a meteorite collides with the Z planet rocket and frees Gamera from his slumber, who returns to Earth and attacks Kurobe Dam in Japan. Ichiro, World War II veteran, sends Kawajiri Onodera and his brother Kazuke to the island of New Guinea to retrieve opals. Yeah, one of them gets stung by a black scorpion and dies, and then the others flee away, and then the monster Barugon shows up later in the film. It's fine, it's too slow. Like, this movie, if you want Gamera action in this movie, he doesn't do anything until the end of the film. Literally, he shows up, disappears for a while. Barugon shows up, destroys stuff. He has a freeze breath and he has a rainbow beam from his back. That's one of the only good things in the movie, the monster Barugon. But it's so boring. I'm like, where's Gamera? This is called Gamera vs. Barugon, and they don't have an epic fight until the end. How? They can't blame it on the budget because the first movie didn't have a $200 million budget, but it worked because Gamera was there. Shows up early in the film, destroys things. You see the monster blowing fire, flying. It's cool. And it's in black and white, so it's classic like the original Godzilla. Not as big of a classic, but it still has its place in the kaiju world. But this one is just dull. Yeah, there's no little kids in this one, but still, it needed more action with Gamera and Barugon. It needed more of their interaction. And destroying buildings, because that's what we see monster movies for. Not for the monster to be barely in the film. Yeah, the English version was dubbed. I'm not talking about the English version. I'm talking about the Japanese version. And, it's the actors do what they can, But like I said, the film underperformed at the Japanese box office because you didn't use Gamera in the movie. He's barely in the film. In the other films, he's in it a lot more. Gamera vs. Gaio, Squareon, etc. Except for Super Monster, that has nothing but stock footage. But this one is the biggest offender of all the Gamera movies when it comes to lack of Gamera action. He's barely in the film. It was never released in the U.S. Of course not. This would have bored me to death if I saw this in the theater, even if it was dubbed, because Gamera's not in the film. You thought Godzilla was barely in the film in Godzilla 2014 or Godzilla X Kong New Empire. At least he's in the film. Here, Gamera doesn't fight much, and until the end. It says here it is. It says here. While attending screenings, Noriaki Yuasa noticed that children were becoming bored and restless during long scenes without monsters. Thank you. When we watch a monster movie, Hollywood and Japanese filmmakers, we want to see the monsters fight or destroy buildings or team up with other monsters to have a big battle. We don't want to see talking. That was the problem with a lot of the American Godzillas that have come out recently. The 2014 has too much talking. The Godzilla King of the Monsters has too much talking. Godzilla vs. Kong had some talking a little bit, but it was and Godzilla X Kong, there's too much talking. That's why the movie's almost 2 hours. We don't care about the human characters. We want to watch the monsters. It's like having a Pokemon battle and nothing happens for 30 minutes. No, we want to see them fight. If you've seen this good guy, his name is Brandon Tenold. He's a Canadian YouTuber. He reviewed these movies and he literally said, "Fight already!" And I'm like, yeah, exactly. I don't want to see them staring at each other. Destroy something, blow breath on each other, fly, do something. The film is very boring. So if you see this movie, Josh, it's on Tubi. It's the most boring of the entire franchise until you get to Super Monster, which has nothing but stock footage. That I'll get to next time. In a contemporary review, they said the film, noting that the special effects in the film were not up to standards. It's not the special effects that are the problem, guys. It's the pacing. It's ass after the opening. They were not up to the standards of supervised Godzilla movies and did not have the winning appeal. Yeah, and Radon, in English as Rodan, yeah. The monster scenes and the human drama, but criticize the pacing and the military meetings. Exactly. We don't want to hear tiresome dialogue in a movie. You want to have dialogue scenes and make them go for a minute, not 5, 10, 20 minutes. We have that already with Dune and Furiosa. A lot of these movies that are coming out are going to be very dialogue heavy. But it's fine in a comedy or a drama. But in a monster movie, give me a lot of action. -1 doesn't have this problem. A lot of people loved it. It didn't make a lot of money like recent ones because it doesn't have as much monster action, but it does have that. Yeah, the monster sequences are mostly very engaging and that the film's human drama matches the quality. Yeah, when the guy dies, it's kind of sad, but I don't care about the meetings. It pads the running time. It said the DVD talk criticized the film's lack of monster battles, but praised other elements, stating that there are sweet moments, including a giant tongue lashing. That's fine. Stomping the buildings, a serious tone, so it's not silly like the other movie, but it needed more action. And if you want to see it, it's for free. You don't have to pay for it. Do not pay for this movie. Watch it on Tubi. Watch it on Amazon Prime. Watch it on YouTube. Don't pay to see this movie. If I get the box set of the Gamera movies, from the original all the way to Super Monster, I'm just going to hear the commentary because there's no way I'm going to look at the screen for that long and I'm like, oh my god, there's something happened, please. And that's the thing. Movies need to have a better pacing. This movie's not even that long. It's only an hour. The Japanese version, not the English dub, is 100 minutes. And about a third of that is the freaking talking. We don't want it. We want more action. And more of the monster Barugon blowing things up and freezing things and using that rainbow in the sky. That's it. That's all we needed. We didn't need 40 minutes of talking. Because that's probably why it's an hour and 40 minutes. And I'm glad I already saw it. I don't have to watch it again for a while. I will see the other ones though. Gaios, Guiron, etc. It's just a really boring monster movie. The second Godzilla movie had its problems. Godzilla Raids Again. But a lack of monster action wasn't the problem with the film. I mean, Godzilla and Anguirus, they fight each other in the first 15 minutes. 10, 15 minutes. You don't have to wait an hour for that to happen. But here, it's just is way slower paced. And it hurts the film a lot. But they tried. At least the next movie was a lot better, Gaios. Because at least Gaios is in it a lot more. And there's more action with Gamera. But that's the thing about the Gamera movies, less than the Godzilla movies. They have less fights and more talking. That's going to be a problem for some people. But I accept it for what it is. It's not a good movie. I'll never watch it again until I hear the commentary, hopefully. But if you guys want to watch it once, don't watch it more than 5 times. Because you'll just get bored. I say the movie is it's not worth it, but it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's not even the worst Gamera movie. It's just dull. It would have been a lot better if they just made it shorter and more action, and it would have been at least decent. But anyway, that's my rant on Gamera vs. Barugon. It's just really, really slow and kind of dull. It could have been a lot better if they had just improved on it. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Acknowledge me, and I'll see you guys in the next review.